Hello, my name is Beth Dixon, and this is a video series based on Vicki Borlaug's PowerPoint presentation on combinations, permutations, and the fundamental counting principle. I wish to thank Mrs. Borlaug for allowing me to use her PowerPoint to make this set of videos on counting. And I do anticipate that this video will have multiple parts. First, we will consider our first topic of fundamental counting. How many ways are there to pick one dog and then one cat? Notice our sample space of dogs. G is German Shepherd, M for the mutt, B for bloodhound, and D for the dachshund. Then our cats, P for Persian, A for alley cat, S for the Siamese. To keep in mind our dogs, we have our sample space here at the top, our list of dogs, G, M, D, and B. For the German Shepherd, mutt, dachshund, and bloodhound. And our cats, the Persian, the Siamese, and the alley cat. Mrs. Borlaug, like myself, uses abbreviation, supporting my theory that mathematicians are a lazy lot when it comes to writing. It is why we use so many notations and shortcuts. We have two tasks. Task A to select a dog, and task B to select a cat. There are 4 ways to complete task A. We can choose any of the 4 dogs. Here is a tree diagram to illustrate this. We can choose G, M, D, or B. For task B, to select a cat, there are 3 ways because there are 3 different cats we can choose. And each of those 3 ways could follow whichever dog we chose for the first task. If we selected the German Shepherd first, we could pick then either the Persian, the Siamese, or the alley cat. If we selected the mutt first, we could then select the Persian, the Siamese, or the alley cat, and so forth and so on. So that the total number of ways that we can make our selection of a dog and then a cat would be 4 times 3, or 12 ways. To generalize what we just did, the fundamental counting principle says if task A can be done N ways and task B can be done M ways, then the number of ways to do task A followed by task B is N times M ways. To illustrate this further, this example may help. There are 5 shorts, 8 tops, and 4 hats. How many ways are there to select shorts, a top, and a hat? Notice that the fundamental counting principle is easily expanded to the 3 tasks. There would be 5 ways to select your shorts, times 8 ways to select your top, times 4 ways to select your hat, or 5 times 8, which is 40, times 4, which is 160, or 160 ways to make your selections. dog and cat example, the fundamental counting principle was used on different sets. Dogs and cats are part of two different sets or sample spaces. Dogs, cats. In the next example, the fundamental counting principle can and will be used on a single set. A multiple choice exam has 3 questions with choices A, B, C, or D. How many ways are there to take the exam? Well, our choices for our answers are A, B, C, and D. Task A is to select the answer for the first question. There are 4 possible ways to do that. Task B is to select the second answer. There are still 4 ways to do that. We are still selecting from that same group. And for task C, we're selecting a third answer from that same group, and 4 times 4 times 4 will give us 64. It's time for you to try a couple. And please don't forget in number 2 that 0 is also considered a digit. I will pause here for the first part of this set of videos on counting. Please watch the next video on counting for combinations and permutations. Thank you for watching part 1 of this video. If you need more help and are a Walters State student, please come by the Math Lab in MBS 222.